Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. You probably already know that studying in the US is really expensive. The average annual graduate school tuition is about $30,000 for public universities and about $40,000 for private universities. Since 2016, I've been on this whole studying in the US journey, and I've checked the funding option of over 70 schools. So in this video, I'll be sharing the 4 funding options you have as an international student in the US so that you can choose appropriately, because admission might not necessarily be good news if you don't have adequate funds to cover it. So I just recently moved to Georgia for my PhD and I'm still trying to settle in, so that explains why the video setting is this way. First of all, there are 4 areas of schooling cost estimated by your school which you must show adequate funding for before you be granted a student visa. And these are: number 1, tuition and fees, and this is self-explanatory. It covers your tuition for studying and also other important university fees like career services fee, transportation, athletic fee, which covers your ticket into every university game. There's also library fee and a couple other important fees. Number 2, living expenses. These are your feeding, accommodation, and then other things that just make you you. Then number 3, expenses of your dependents. That's the living expenses of your dependents if you won't be traveling alone. And number 4, books, fees, insurance, etc. This is actually how it's written on your Form I-20, which is the form the university gives to you when you're going for your visa interview. This section covers other things you need as a student. For instance, your health insurance, which is mandatory for every international student in the US, and also books, which obviously you're students, so you need books too. So these are all the things that add up to the $30,000 or $40,000 which I mentioned earlier. So I'm going to be talking about the 4 funding options in reverse order of preference. So coming up at position number 4 is loans. Now there are companies that provide loans to international students here in the US, but for most of them a cosigner is needed. Now, who is a cosigner? A cosigner is someone who has lived in the US for at least 2 years and the person also has a good credit score. They are equally responsible for the loan and the payment if you, the primary borrower, are unable to. Now let's jump on my screen to do a demo loan application real quick. Okay, internationalstudentloan.com is a website where you can check out for loans eligibility and the other kind of details about it. Okay, so are you a US citizen? No. Next. Do you have a US cosigner? Yes. Now I'm already implying that you would have gotten a cosigner. And then choose a school country. We're talking about the US. Now I want to choose the first school I applied to and got funding in. So Tennessee, East Tennessee State University. Okay, so we have about 4 different loan options, and see that the interest rates ranks as high as almost 13% per year. This is almost even hitting 14% over here. So there are about 4 options. There are several options you have. So you can check out this website to see the options available for your school. But mind you, the interest rates really adds up quickly. Now coming up at position number 3 is personal or family fund. If you can afford the total estimated cost set by your school, which could range from about $30,000 to as much as $70,000, that's excluding Ivy League schools, then this option will work for you very well. However, I would advise that number 1, apply to cheaper schools so you don't have to pay so much. I did a video on finding schools in the US. The link should come out somewhere here, so you can check that out next to help guide you. And the second advice I'll give is that free money is always good, which is where point number 2 and 1, which I'll talk about in a bit, comes in. So you might start out with personal funds, but you can get them even after you've come to the US. Now in position number 2 is scholarship and awards. Now this is free money, which is usually rare to find. They might be given by the university, the department, which they'll call tuition waiver or tuition scholarship, which means to just handle all of your tuition, or you can get it from external bodies. Now some of these external bodies will require you to write essays while others don't. It's possible to get the scholarship to cover all of your estimated costs, but you have to really be strategic about your applications. Now what do I mean by strategic? quality and quantity. For instance, if your estimated cost is $30,000 and you see scholarships of $1,000, they might not do anything for you if you just apply to one or two because the quality is not good. But if you increase the quantity, so if you apply for 50 of those and you're able to get like 20, then they cover a significant chunk of the $30,000. But then this could now even be much easier if you just see a $30,000 or $35,000 or $40,000 scholarship. Now here are some websites where you can find scholarships to apply to as an international student. You can check them out with the links in the description below. And at point number 1, which is the very best, is funding. And if you hear people saying, oh, I got a scholarship to study in this school, or I got a full funding to study in that school, this is what they mean. Now, according to the Fulbright Commission, over 600 universities offer international students scholarships of about $20,000 and above. Now, out of those, 179 offer between $20,000 and $30,000, 64 offer between $30,000 and $40,000, and about 124 offer more than $40,000 annually. Now there are around 250 universities that offer a full ride scholarship, fully funded, full ride. We're all talking about the same thing. It means it's handling your tuition, your health insurance, your living expenses, your feeding, your accommodation, everything that it will cost you to study effectively in the US. First of all, funding is not free money. No, they are not dashing you money. It's money you have to work for, and it could be in form of a GA, a TA, or an RA. Now, a GA is a graduate assistant. We just do assistantship. You help professors. Now, a TA is a teaching assistant in which you teach, and then an RA is a research assistant in which you're either helping the department or a professor in their research. So as an F1 visa holder, which we used to call international students over here, you're allowed to work for 20 hours per week during the fall and spring semesters, and up to 40 hours per week during the summer. So usually what happens is as you work, they cover your whole tuition, and then they also give you stipends at the end of the month, which should be able to cover your living expenses. If you're currently studying in the US, please let me know in the comment section if there are any other funding options I left out, or probably you've even been on your application journey and you've seen some that you think I didn't mention. Please let me know in the comment section below. I would love to hear from you. You might not need to stress yourself on looking for loans or scholarships if you choose the right school that will give you funding. So you can watch this video next where I broke down how you can find that kind of school. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Subscribe if you loved it. This channel is here to help you have a seamless transition into the US. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.